The Soonyoung Group successfully acquires Hando Steel, but at a high cost of debt. Doojun welcomes Mr. Oh to Korea and celebrates their partnership with a licensing deal for a donut company that Mr. Oh loves. Hwayoung asks her father for support for Chang Jae-ee's plans to join the National Assembly, but it spoils Chairman Jin's mood. Chairman Ju of the Daeyoung Group watches the car race with Chairman Jin and laughs at Soonyoung's ambition. However, Chairman Jin remains confident with the words of Doojun. Despite Young Ki's refusal to retire the car, it catches fire during the race, causing Chairman Jin to lose face in front of Chairman Ju and becoming outraged when Young Ki tells him he has already done damage control with the press. Doojun encourages his uncles to make sure Chairman Jin is present at the launch of Soonyoung's Athene in order to avoid speculation from reporters about the recent car fire. Doojun visits the chairman, who is busy with his cars, and holds the flashlight for him while they talk. Doojun tells the chairman that he sees Soonyoung Motors as the engine of the Soonyoung Group and understands why the chairman is opposed to supporting Chang Jae-ee's plans to become an assemblyman. The chairman is impressed by Doojun's words and uses them in his speech at the launch event. Photos of Mr. Oh and Doojun coming out of the same hotel are caught on camera. Dong-ki questions Doojun about Soonyoung losing the bid against Power Shares, but Doojun insists that it would be better than losing against the Daeyoung Group. Young Ki is surprised to learn that the Daeyoung Group has joined the bid for Hando Steel, given that the company is rumored to have cash flow problems. He asks for a probe into Hwayoung's involvement in the questionable liquidation of funds at the Soonyoung department store. Chairman Jin Young-cheol sees the photos of Doojun and Mr. Oh and becomes suspicious, asking Doojun what he invested in while he was in New York. Doojun tells him that it was a movie. Min Young, who works at the hotel, clarifies that she rejected the scholarship. She becomes embarrassed when she learns that the flowers she delivered were intended for Mr. Oh, not Doojun. A recorder in the flowers catches Doojun and Mr. Oh arguing about giving a higher bid for Hando Steel like a gamble. Chairman Jin asks Mr. Oh directly about Doojun's investment, and Mr. Oh attributes the investment to other investors and claims that Doojun invested in an online marketplace for books. Young Ki interrupts the meeting and learns that someone from the Soonyoung Group funded the consortium for the Daeyoung Group. Chairman Jin watches from afar as Young Ki accepts Hwayoung's offer of $50 million in exchange for supporting Chang Jae-ee's political career. Soonyoung wins the bid for Hando Steel, and Doojun celebrates with Mr. Oh, revealing that he used Dong-ki's greed to put Soonyoung in debt for $750 million. Doojun is grateful for the restaurant voucher from Min Young that warned them that the flowers were bugged. Doojun sees another opportunity for growth as he continues to invest in the online marketplace and as the IMF crisis hits. Doojun, now working as the COO of Miracle Investment, tries to acquire Ajin Motors during the IMF crisis in an attempt to save his family from his past life. He is unable to save his mother, but he is successful in putting Chang Jae-ee in the position of mayor of Seoul, which irritates Chairman Jin. As the IMF crisis affects many companies, Doojun plans to acquire Ajin Motors, which has a lot of debt. Chairman Jin also wants to acquire Ajin Motors, but he discovers that Soonyoung does not have enough funds for it after using its resources for the acquisition of Hando Steel. Mr. Oh meets with Chairman Song of Ajin Motors to discuss a deal that includes the buyout of employees and managerial rights, and the news reaches Chairman Jin. Song-joon returns to Korea and learns about his arranged marriage to Mo Hyun-min of Hyunsung Daily. Song-joon finds Hyun-min interesting, but Doojun captures Hyun-min's attention after their encounter in the elevator. Doojun tells Chairman Jin that he no longer associates with Mr. Oh because they have different views. Hyunsung Daily publishes a front-page story that influences public opinion against Miracle Investments' plans to acquire Ajin Motors, causing Doojun to abandon his plans with Min Young. Doojun and Mr. Oh argue about their different motives, with Doojun wanting to save Ajin's employees and Mr. Oh caring about his reputation as a company hunter. Doojun remembers how his mother died after seeing his father beaten for being in the labor union. Mr. Oh of Miracle Investment agrees to support Soonyoung in acquiring Ajin Motors, with the goal of making it a global top 10 automobile company. in exchange for Chairman Jin providing funds to pay Jin's debts and retaining its employees. Do-jun is relieved by the recent events and happily buys the building of his mother's restaurant, but is shocked to see his mother's funeral. Do-jun investigates the reason for his mother's suicide and wonders if it was because of her inability to support Hyunwoo's university plans. However, he finds information about Soonyoung Life Science in her archives. Min-young confronts Do-jun, and he apologizes to her, saying that he doesn't deserve her. Do-jun investigates Soonyoung Life Science and learns how the company was liquidated, as well as the fact that Naenews, which was involved in the company, was Soonyoung's slush fund. Chairman Jin shows no remorse for what happened at Soonyoung Life Science, and Do-jun sees the protesters outside, imagining how his mother must have felt. Song-jun enters Soonyoung Constructions, which interests Dong-ki and Hwa-young. At dinner, Chang Jae angers Chairman Jin by announcing his plans for a career in politics. Young Ki, who was supposed to support him, sides with the chairman instead. Chairman Jin assigns Song-jun to participate in the bidding for the construction of a new city on Nanji Island, which was previously a landfill. Do-jun also has a similar idea and sets the goal of Miracle Investment to build a digital media city, believing that Korean entertainment has the potential to go global in the future. Song-jun explains to his father that he plans to use Soonyoung Construction to secure their slush fund. Mr. Oh encourages Chang Jae and Hwa-young to partner with Miracle Investment for Chang Jae's mayoral campaign. With the support of Do-jun, both overt and covert, Chang Jae is successful in his campaign and is elected mayor of Seoul. However, Soonyoung Construction loses to Jia Construction in the bidding for the new city. Chairman Jin investigates Miracle Investment through the prosecution, looking for who is supporting Chang Jae, and is surprised to see Do-jun reveal himself as the majority shareholder of Miracle. Thanks for watching. This was a recap for episode 456 of Korean Drama Reborn Rich. If you liked it, make sure to watch other parts also. Until then, bye and have fun.